My friends, welcome to another episode of the Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. I, as always, am Dr. Love, and of course, we have right here, we got Sauce Bronson.
I finally made it back from France.
Berlin
and Puerto Rico, wherever I was at.
They kept shipping them to the different countries, and then had to go through all their processes and everything. But he's back. He's back in town. We're glad to have him. Until another pay-per-view says you have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Apparently the next pay-per-view I got to be in Atlanta.
Oh, there you go. At least,
Bad Blood.
Yep. It shouldn't be too hard to get out. Well, never mind. I don't know. The ATL, it might be a little hard at some point. But we are back, and we wanted to just chat with you a little bit because, look, we have a lot of wrestling. We can talk a lot about wrestling all the time. There's pay-per-views here, there's pay-per-views there. But I wanted to kind of change it up a little bit. We used to have our kind of themed shows, and there was one themed show I liked a lot. So we're going to do Chapter 2. Chapter 2, and that would be What If? Pro Wrestling Edition. And, of course, it's just like it sounds. Basically, what if kind of scenarios of what if something minor had happened or changed, and what we think might have happened pushing forward, or a big change, and seeing what kind of ramifications it would have had in the wrestling world. So, I've come up with little small, big things. But yeah, we're here to just chat with you. And if you got any ideas for something that would have been crazy, what would have happened, just let us know, And we'll just try to keep it clean. Obviously there might be certain things we talk about when it comes to someone passing away or whatever else. But let's not get into other things that we already know we're going to talk about, because, we like to talk about wrestling. We'll shoot the shit.
I think that's the whole point of the what if is like dream scenarios or dream matches, whatnot that happen. So for some people who's no longer here or whatnot, how we talk about if, what we would have done had we been in charge of booking or promotions and whatnot. So that's all.
So that'll still work there. So that's what we're here for. And it sounds like some guys at my door. I think some guy. We'll see. Someone busts through the door. It's either the Kool-Aid Man or it might be this guy. I don't know. Would you shit a brick if it really was the? Oh my God! Oh yeah! Oh, it's not the Kool-Aid.
We said if the Kool-Aid Man hadn't came in here, we would have lost it.
We would have lost it completely.
Oh yeah! Like some kind of amalgamation of Kool-Aid Man and Macho Man and Randy Savage.
Surprised they never. I think because of the Slim Jim one, they couldn't. Kool-Aid was like, we don't have enough money to do Kool-Aid and
we could totally do the Queen album cover now. We just need one more person right there.
I know.
Well, CBM be perfect right there.
I know, right?
Where is he?
Well, you know what? It's okay. We'll make it work for today. Of course we will. And I was just telling, this guy, we were just telling everyone about, we're doing What If Chapter 2. And basically our ideas of certain things that, if it changed or was different. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. That's what I'm talking about.
We're so mature.
Hey, you know what?
I will do that when I hit 70.
Yep.
They'll be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like, wrestling. Think you understand.
So, this guy, since you just came in, why don't you hit us with one of your first ideas for a what if? It can be a small or a big idea. I know you already have one.
A big idea, and I'll use that one. I want to surprise you for the other two.
Okay, that works.
Now, not every wrestling fan's going to know who this is because he was back in the NWA days. Magnum TA, fantastic. Looked like Tom Selleck, but with like a blonde mullet. He sadly had his career cut short due to a auto accident. Guy was on track to be a world champion. If he had never had his accident, where would he be?
Yeah.
Would he have ended up in WWE? I would like to think he would have. But he'd definitely be a former NWA champion.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. That is for sure.
Well, it also makes you wonder. So let's just take the premise of Mr. TA bring him to WWE. Would Jake the Snake even like be there, or would Jake the Snake? Because at that point, their characters would have been almost kind of similar, especially the same look, the mullet, mustache, whatnot.
Yeah, they're both stoic. They were
Yeah.
quiet and like that, and like.
Mhm.
And
So
I think
with-
Magnum TA was a little bigger than Jake Roberts was, but I think Jake Roberts had better psychology in the ring.
Right. So would there have been room for the both of them in the same promotion?
Oh, absolutely. I think they'd be
Okay.
feuding
Yeah.
or be a tag team. Oh,
See, and that works right there.
Magnum Jake.
Oh my God.
Magnum Snake
Mag-
or Snake Magnum.
oh my God.
No, Magnum Snake.
Magnum
Patent,
Snake.
patent pending. Patent pending.
pending.
Wait, hold on.
Well, we had to call,
Wait,
we had to
hold on.
call our lawyer
Hold
and make
on.
sure that we can contact
Hold on.
the family of the deceased. Did Magnum TA die?
No, he's still alive.
No,
No, he recently did the what's the name?
Jake the Snake. Yeah, that
Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, he
I
did,
think it
didn't
was
he?
not this season, but the season before.
Yeah.
Ah.
So there you go. We'll look into that right there. But yeah, that's because even then too, say he's world champion, then there's a lot of those feuds that other wrestlers that don't get put into, they get pushed. Their character gets pushed up.
when when Kerry Von Erich won the NWA title, was it before or after Magnum TA got his push? Was it after?
Oh, now that's where I wish we had CBM here, and if he's hearing this, if he's somewhere out in the
In streaming land.
we'll fact check that about that. But that's actually a good point because
Because-
obviously the Von Erichs, that were
Yeah, because I'm thinking like a lot of those one-off people that got the title then gave it back to Flair. That might have just been a Flair Magnum TA feud.
oh yeah. And could you imagine that? Could you just imagine the back and forth feud those guys would have had?
Oh, dude, he had the best belly to belly in the business, like the actual belly to belly, not overhead release throw suplex, belly to belly suplex, a la Steiner, a la Magnum TA.
You mean not the belly to Bailey?
Well, that is what I'm talking
That's-
about,
but-
actually. But I mean, he did better.
Well, he's not talking like how Kurt Angle used to do. We grab you, basically just flip you up in the air afterwards.
That's an overhead suplex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like Shane McMahon. I think he knows how that feels. So,
Oh yes,
slightly.
King of the Ring.
Oh.
Hey, I think I broke my tailbone. Let's do it again.
Dude, oh yeah, it didn't break
He
either.
said,
so
Kurt, he said, Kurt, don't throw my son through the glass. What does he do?
You got it, boss.
Yep, I'm gonna.
He's in it, like you overheard him talking about it. I mean, he's like, "Don't throw my son to the glass."
You know what's crazy about that match? I know is like that's crazy. All those were crazy spots, but the last spot where he had the board on the top rope and stood on the board to be able to do the angle
That's
slam.
when he broke his cock.
I just couldn't believe like he was able to stand on this little board to be able to have the. To
That was-
be able
While
to do
holding
it.
somebody else who's like 240 pounds. And
Shane McMahon's 240 pounds. I don't know.
well, okay, that time he might have been
220.
he might have been 205.
There you go. He was
Yeah,
about to say it says as X-Pac.
yeah. Oh
You know,
gosh.
the leader.
No. You get out here. You get.
That's what it was.
Oh God, you're dealing with the X Factor.
I didn't say that. You did.
I didn't sing nothing. I don't know nothing.
He
I
know
don't-
nothing.
I
I
know-
know nothing.
I know nothing.
I know nothing.
Oh,
So
that's-
what series did I miss?
What's up? No, you just got. We just
Oh,
got.
I got the ball rolling. That's what
Yeah,
I did.
that's-
Okay.
Oh, that's fun. You know what's so fun too? Because you brought up X Factor and whatnot. You quote your ice. Here you go.
Oh, man.
There you go.
I got to work tomorrow.
Here you go. Oh, there you go. You got that. It's a bottle opener.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a little
You're
wrestler.
giving it to me? I mean,
Well, no, it's just open. It's open your ice.
open your ice.
That's one of your many presents that Doc
Oh
owes
yeah,
everyone.
remember you said presents? There's your present. You don't have to.
Now,
chug it.
anybody out there can name the most notable feud that Magnum TA had. Doc here will send you a present.
Yep, I
Probably
will.
that bottle opener.
I will. There we go. We
Probably-
got to have our own bottle openers. That'd be kind of cool.
Or it'll probably be that bottle after Mr. Guy there finishes.
we'll sign it. Send it to you. There you go.
I may fill it with urine. I don't know if I want to get up.
Jesus.
So, gentlemen, I have one.
All right.
So we all know Brett was frustrated. He left, WWF, went to WCW, had less than stellar, time over there.
When you
But-
get in the head.
That too.
Yeah.
But imagine when he stormed out and left. Imagine
if he stayed.
No. Imagine if Owen left with him.
Oh shoot!
Because you think about that, because
Mhm.
obviously his untimely death was
Yeah.
in '99, but during that time it's WCW things. Obviously he'd probably still be here.
Mhm.
He'd probably be following around Brett. Maybe for the first 6 months they do a tag, then maybe Brett turns on him and fully leans into his heel
Now, are
persona. Go
Are
ahead.
you saying that WCW would do good booking between the two of them?
Oh no, they wouldn't.
No.
But I'm
Be
just
alive.
But he'd be alive. That's
But there would be potential where he would still put on some good solid matches,
Oh,
mid
dude,
card.
yeah, that man was a fucking
Like imagine
Yeah.
Owen Hart, Lance Storm.
so here.
Owen Hart, Eddie
you'd be part
Guerrero.
of Team Canada.
That could be it. That could have been a thing too.
No, I've got you one. I got one right here.
Okay.
You just mentioned Team Canada. The New Heart Foundation, Lance Storm and Chris Benoit, with those two. New Heart Foundation in WCW.
Oh man, that would be fantastic.
I mean, I right there, it would actually make. Now again, we're not saying that the booking has changed and how all that changed in WCW, but I know for a fact if that was done, right there, it would have
Print money.
worked. So what?
You'd
It
be
would
able
have
to
worked.
print
It
money.
would have worked.
Well, no, NWO will be like, we got to feud with them all the time.
Oh gosh.
We got to feud, interfere, and squash them.
Yes.
Yeah, and that would have been a problem for sure. But you know,
NWO red and white.
Because when did Brett retire from WCW? Wasn't like 2000? We got kicked in the head.
2000 or 2001.
yeah.
So you think about it. At that point, Owen would probably still. Well, at that point, he probably would have just been jobbing. But he
Him
would.
and Neidhart would have been jobbing because they would have tagged them together like they did with him.
Yeah. Now, granted, they probably would still be over there, maybe 2000 or so. Over there jobbing, but he'll still probably be here.
Still
With
be
us.
alive.
Yeah.
Him and Lance Storm could have definitely been in that new version of Team Canada. Owen
Yeah.
Hart, at least.
Yeah,
I
they
think.
could have replaced
Elix Skipper. I like
Like,
how
hey,
they're
Elix Skipper, we know you're not even remotely Canadian.
Yeah.
But we're gonna throw you on Team Canada.
I eat poutine once in a while, and
Jim,
they're like,
Jim Duggan. Guess what?
"Oh yeah,
We're gonna put you on Team Canada.
we're gonna have you betray America for no reason."
The Major Guns thing I can understand.
That sounds like a Russo thing.
Oh,
It
it was
was.
definitely Russo.
You talk about
I'm just saying Russo just telling Duggan, yeah.
dude, it's a matter of time Russo's gonna go with like pistol on a pole match.
Oh, it was the only time they actually made.
you can't die.
It was the only time they made Mike Awesome relevant too. Is the Canadian killer, like this?
Was he part
Destroyer.
of Team Canada?
Yes, at the end. At the end, he was part of Team
'Cause
Canada.
I remember Team Canada was
Mhm.
Lance Storm,
Elix Skipper,
Felix Skipper,
Major Guns,
Major Guns, and,
And-
one more.
and Mike Awesome. Mike Awesome.
No, there was one before him.
well, Duggan was partial.
No, because he had 3 titles.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he
Who was a missing member of Team Canada?
what's this? One of the Quebecers, right? So I thought it was. That wasn't PCO.
Summon the Google.
But yeah, because what happened was he gave the belts away when he was the triple
Yeah,
champion.
but he changed the name of them, which was fantastic.
Yeah, he gave the cruiserweight belt and then the hardcore title. He gave them.
But do you remember anybody out there in podcast land knows what they changed the name of the titles to? Sauce will send you a present.
Yeah, Sauce was in there. There you
So-
go.
We had Mike Awesome, Jim Duggan, Major Guns, Bret Hart, Carl Ouellet,
Carl Ouellet.
Carl
that's it.
Ouellet,
Yeah.
Jacquez,
Jokeway.
yeah, Elix Skipper, and Lance Storm.
Yep, that's
And mind you, Mike Awesome is not Canadian.
nope, of course not. But you know what?
But then again, neither is Jim the Animal Neidhart.
That stable lasted 7 months.
It was good. It was good. I think it was the brightest point going on.
Well, they were doing good stuff with Lance Storm. Everything was awesome about that. And then, there we go. We put we got the bell. We got to keep the bell.
Summon the bell. I'm in a summoning mood.
There we go. So, dang it. Okay, I'll try.
Judas tampon.
I'll try. Now we play the waiting game. Oh, gosh. But I like that. It's a good idea right there because it's like multi-layered about that.
Like an
Especially like an onion. You peel it back. You peel it back.
You feel it back. It's in the
So I have to again go on a tangent here slightly. Well, before I do that, it's a good one, but it looks like we have the Mad Chatter now.
Mad
Hey, Mad
Chatter.
Chatter. We got The Vince McMahon documentary is coming out on September 25th on Netflix,
I think
and we
we are going to watch like
we're
a viewing
watching
party.
it. We're
If
watching
you want to see us do a viewing party of that,
we'll watch it.
I am down.
Yeah, because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Oh, okay. It looks like we got Matthew Dovideo. Well, thank you, Matthew. Hey, you guys, I'm about to meet DeMar Hamlin. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Okay, nice, man. So he's very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. That's very cool. But hey, you know what? Are you getting if you getting autographs or anything like that? That's good. That's awesome, man. Because I'm more of a hockey fan when it comes to getting autographs. I have a huge collection like that, but very cool.
So I'm wondering with the McMahon documentary, is it just a one-parter or is it?
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like 9 episodes, like the season shit they do.
Yeah,
Netflix.
I'm not sure, but it's definitely a.
Or if it's a one shot.
I want it to be completely honest, but I heard that they kind of go overboard with it. Like, like they sensationalize some of the shit he did. He's like, he made Sturge add the steroids right into their neck, and I'm like, no, they didn't.
That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise because he himself is so larger than life. He already admitted it. He's like the character. I'm not Vince. God damn it. I'm Mr. McMahon, and
the genetic jackhammer.
What we're gonna get is him literally as Mr. McMahon. He's gonna cut is a promo, and
I mean, I don't know if he trafficked sex for people. Okay, I mean,
no.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what's going on in that whole situation. All I know is he provided me with bountiful entertainment since I was like 5.
Yeah, so there you go. Now I'll tell you one thing that people are gonna be pissed off about. They're gonna watch this and be like, okay, he's gonna talk about the dirt. No, open case. Hope you can't talk about details like that.
Can't do that.
So,
and I sincerely doubt they're gonna mention the steroid trial all that much because some of that shit is still under sealed.
Yeah, they'll talk about what was like.
They'll probably talk about wrestlers dying under his watch. They'll probably talk about.
No, they're gonna bring up Owen. They're gonna definitely bring up
Owen.
They're gonna probably talk.
Brought up.
Go ahead.
No, that was it.
Benoit.
Yeah, they'll probably talk
Mr.
about
Canada.
the way that he probably, the way that he later booking, 2010s where it was past his prime.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah,
Bark like a dog.
Oh, for sure. You're gonna see lots of quick cuts of a lot of these real sexist promos, misogynistic promos.
It's like that Simpsons episode where like he's trying to have that interview to clear his name because he grabbed that candy, and he kept on cutting the interview. He's like, sweet can,
sweet kid.
Some can right now.
You're
Mr. Simpson, get away from me!
You're gonna see that. You're gonna see like when Linda McMahon was in the wheelchair and catatonic the whole time. You're gonna see like her sitting there.
And little pro tip for everybody out there: she really wasn't catatonic.
Yeah, no, believe it or not.
Really?
I know. I don't mean to break the veil on some people.
No,
it's still real to me. Damn it!
I know.
God damn it!
You get too real.
So we're gonna watch it for sure, and then we'll definitely have our thoughts on that. So I do on this one slight tangent though. I have to tell you this since you had the great topic here for what if. Did either one of you guys watch any of Raw last night?
Yes, I did.
I watched the first half.
All right, let's talk about exactly one of the best heel moves I've ever seen in my entire life. So yesterday was in.
Gunther.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
So it was in Calgary, and Bret Hart came back to Calgary. Great ovation.
That guy, he could shoot somebody on the street and be like, "Well, that guy obviously had it coming."
Yeah.
Hey, all you got to do is throws him in fucking
that guy's my buddy. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Bret Hart killed him. He's fine.
So let me tell you, this is how Gunther's so great as a heel. Gunther came out and basically said that Bret Hart, you're the second best wrestler I've ever known. Number one was Bill Goldberg.
Oh, when he said that, I spit my drink out of my mouth.
I mean, for God's sake, because
I wonder, was that planned?
Or
was that off the hip?
Yeah. Either way, it's the best
I'm
because
just saying, if it was a shoot, that would make it even better.
some people in their head would think, well, if he said Shawn Michaels, that would be a big shoot. Like, no. Because Shawn Michaels, Shawn Michaels, he doesn't continually talk about to this day like Bret Hart does.
Well, they buried the hatchet.
Yeah, like that one is like.
Oh, real quick, guys. Guys, did you ever see the interview where Jim Ross was talking to Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels in the same room about their feud and the whole Survivor Series '97?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh my God, it was one of the greatest things that WWE ever produced. Because as they're talking, the closer they get to Survivor Series,
Yeah.
the more you could just see Shawn Michaels' body language. He just feels
That's
more and more uncomfortable. Like he's just first he's all calm, but then as far as just just the way he's sitting and just you could tell like at that point he wanted to be anywhere else. But they literally had them two sit in the same room, and JR was doing an interview and talking to them both. And yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
I loved it when JR did those. When he does those, like he did one with was that shoot interview with Triple H. It was when he was talking about the curtain call.
Oh yeah,
I look around you and I get a hole in my fucking stomach because I want to say goodbye to my friends. I'm like, yep, I love it when JR interviews people.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, speaking of that real quick here, you remember when Roman Reigns, it was so hard for him to get over because of all the bad promos and everything, but it took the Snowden episode of Raw and that one, I think it was Snowden, where they had Raw, but they had it at Stamford, Connecticut, and they had Roman Reigns do the promo because it was him versus Brock Lesnar, or I believe it was. It was this big, like, they're setting up for their match coming up or something. That's when they actually started. It was a great promo. I know it sounds weird, but if you go back and find that promo he did, because it was not meant to happen because they were supposed to wrestle, but everything got snowed in.
Saying an uncuffed interview got somebody over?
Yeah. Roman Reigns of all people at that time when he couldn't get over to save his life.
Yeah, who knew? Only that a legendary title run that they booked him for would get him over. I mean, weird.
Right.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, real quick, I just got one gripe. So the guy, I think it's Def Rebel, who's doing the new theme music.
Oh yeah.
Most people's okay. The worst ones right now is AJ Styles. I actually listened to the whole thing. I said, "Wow, that's awful." And the other worst person is Roman Reigns. His new thing is just
why
trash.
Why was it changed? Why? I don't get it. Doesn't make sense.
because it was too good.
The other one was too good. That's one you could just play all the time. I'm repeating. It's like
because when he retired, like I would listen to music. I'm like, okay, what am I listening to? Like everything just sounds so jumbled all over the place. And I was at work one day just listening to like the themes and stuff, and I'm like, this ain't it.
That's how I felt about AJ Styles too. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah,
like AJ Styles had another great theme music that didn't ever need to change.
Showed up in WWE. Came out with that. I was like, who the hell is that? And it says I am phenomenal. I'm like, oh yeah!
Yeah, that was awesome.
I want to say CFO did that one.
Yep. CFO did a lot of them before, and some of them were hits, a lot of them were misses, but he did have they had hits,
I want to say he definitely had more hits than misses.
Yeah.
Just like Jim Johnson.
Jim Johnson, though, just get some of those iconic themes you cannot get out of your head, man.
And so far with Def Rebel, I mean, there's some because he did the other Roman Reigns thing. So, but right now the new Roman Reigns, new AJ Styles, trash.
Mm-hmm.
So trash.
So, Doctor, what is your what if?
All right. Well, I got one here, and I'm just gonna go out with a big one here. So hold on, just give me some room. Yeah. All right. All right. So the All In pay-per-view happens. The pre-AEW All In pay-per-view, the biggest independent pay-per-view of all time. Yada yada yada. Whatever they booked it as. I watched it. We watched it. It was.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you never watched it? Okay. So it was pretty good. Punishment Martinez was actually in it. Rey Mysterio was on that show. Because before he came back to WWE, it's a good show. It's a pretty good show. What Cody Rhodes didn't he? smashed
The Triple H chair.
the chair. Yeah, it was really silly. He like hit it and it was like psh, like these fiery broke and stuff. It was so silly.
It was almost like explosions that almost never went off.
Yeah, that never happened again in AEW though. Oh wait, blood and guts again. So, anyways, that pay per view happens and it does well. It does. The same reaction happens, except the difference now is AEW never actually becomes a thing. It actually never comes to fruition for whatever reason. Tony Khan, the money didn't fall through, but he decided, his dad decided not to fund it, so it never happens.
I would say everything would remain the course. I don't think Impact would have increased at all.
So, but what I'm saying is, what about a lot of the talent, though? Is there any specific talent that you think that would have jumped to either your main guys, or went to TNA, or Japan, New Japan?
MJF would have went to WWE.
Yep. See, there's some guys right there. So
Hangman would have ended up at NXT. That's just the fact he's a big guy. They would have been like, "Hey, stop doing this stupid shit and go here."
Mm-hmm.
And then Swerve will still be with Flop Dollar.
Yep. There would be with
Now,
Flop
also, you got to
Dollar.
remember in this kind of what if scenario, Ring of Honor is still a thing. Now, mind you, the Young Bucks don't leave to make their own company. The Young Bucks either go to New Japan, or they stay in Ring of Honor, or they
They'd go to New Japan.
go wherever else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
That's more their style.
Yeah, that's more of their lane.
And they'll be like, "Well, Meltzer wants us to go." Here.
Well,
God,
we had a minor conversation about this when we were talking about when we were watching All In, but we were talking. It was kind of similar how we were talking about some of the talent there with the WWE, but I think some people, some standouts. So
Jade Cargill would still end up in WWE.
yeah,
that would definitely happen.
Cody would not come back to the Heroes Welcome.
No, I don't think so. Not
I think he would have
right
went to Impact. To be honest.
He did go to Impact.
No, I'm saying, but like as far as AEW, like AEW not being the thing,
Yeah.
I think he
I
would.
give you that.
I think he would have just stayed more in Impact. It probably would have took him
Jericho would still be in WWE because that gives him like the outage that he wants. He would have done that one-off shit with Omega over in Japan and went back to WWE. He wouldn't have went to AEW, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I think with Jericho, he might have just did some more stuff for duty. I think he probably did more New Japan maybe a couple of years because that'll still give him a lot of off time to do Fozzy stuff. And
I think that makes sense too.
he will eventually go to WWE, but I think it was because he left. So AEW became into fruition in 2019.
19, yeah.
And I want to say Jericho. Well, let's just say that WrestleMania, him and Kevin Owens was maybe the year before.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jericho probably would have went on a 4-year New Japan run.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes back to WWE, probably goes out on his back and yada yada yada. Who else?
WWE would have a lot more tag teams.
That's who.
That is true.
I think Thunder Rosa would have went to Impact.
Britt Baker would have went
To where?
to Impact.
Okay.
Adam Cole though.
See, now that's a big one right there because they were already looking at Adam Cole from like in Ring of Honor and such like that. So Triple H liked him. He was a big proponent about Adam Cole, and he was supposed to lose that Ring of Honor title a year earlier, but then he stayed there because Triple H basically was kind of like, "We're bringing you up, but you stay there," and he did, and he ended up becoming one of the biggest groups that never was on the main roster.
The Undisputed Era? Oh,
Yeah.
I love the Undisputed Era.
So it's now here's my thing. We're talking about a lot of these guys and wrestlers, guys, girls, whatever. But how I look at it is a lot of these guys got really big because of their performances on AEW programming. Like Britt Baker, for example, really blew up more because of her bloodshed match, Crimson Mask matches, and then other stuff like that. And not Luchasaurus. I was
You
no, I didn't mean I meant Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa would definitely be someone that they would have used, but you got to remember this though, guys. I didn't change anything else about what anything else. Meaning McMahon is still in charge in 2019.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
2018, 2019.
none of the little
and
people
whatnot.
would have been up there.
So
Maybe in NXT.
Actually, there's one person that McMahon, like, he wouldn't have understood him at first, but given his explanation and seeing how comedic he could use him and how much and he could sell merch, I think Orange Cassidy would have found a footing in WWE.
Yeah, but I think he would have been a manager, or like he would have been.
No, he was,
Cruiserweight 205 live,
Well-
guys. 205 live.
maybe, or because he would have just got so over because of his character, he probably would have just stayed at Mid Carter.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
so
new Goldust.
yeah,
Yeah, it would have been like a comedy. He would have been a comedy act that would have. That you're right. Would
New
have kind of got
Santino,
over.
I mean.
Okay, there you go. See now,
Yeah.
now that makes more sense. Yeah, I could see him do that. I could see him kind of come out and then take on some heel wrestler that is supposed to be like the big jock, but I beat him. Like for example, they just had on SmackDown randomly their push Giovanni Vinci, who was part of Imperium. He got this big promo, popped out on SmackDown, big like new entrance. Kind of like looking like it reminded me of like the Guidos from
FBI.
the FBI. Well, I actually meant what's the same difference? I guess
Those
I meant
Guidos,
I meant
a
like
bunch of Italians. You mean?
yes, Jersey Shore. But you're right, FBI fits that perfectly. Oh, for sure. Trust me. Like the situation, that's what he reminded me of. He's taking stuff off. It's like the referee's all like, "Come on, you're taking too long." And then he's facing Apollo Crews. The referee goes and rings the bell while he's still taking his stuff off, and then Apollo Crews pins him immediately. Done. So Orange Cassidy
It's
is in
crazy
that
because
role.
WWE already has a Guido character.
Yep.
And he's over in NXT.
Yep, I know.
Forget about it.
I know, but there's some of those NXT guys are only going to be in NXT, and they work well done.
Yeah.
D'Angelo, who you're talking about,
Yes.
The Rascals.
Chase U. Well, the Rascals, the Rascals.
They aren't going to go. Up
They're
to
not going to go to the because especially with the TNA contract, I feel like it doesn't make sense to have them go because they're working well with those tag teams in NXT. But like Chase U, they do extremely well down there, but they're not going to go to the main roster. Like they're going to be there to fill out the NXT roster, and that's fine. Give me Thea Hale though. Thea Hale, you can go anywhere. You can go right. Oh.
Well, Mox, at this point, Mox.
Moxley would have stayed in WWE.
Nah, because remember he left.
Oh,
he did leave.
Remember, he left right before AEW, before AEW came to fruition.
Yeah.
So
He
Mox
would've went
probably,
to Japan.
yeah, he would, just went to Japan. did
his
thing.
course would have definitely stayed.
And then, so real quick, are you saying that so let's say in this reality,
Mm-hmm.
Ring of Honor is still a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just
So I
AEW
can see
numbers.
Mox. Yeah, I can see Mox. Going back and forth between there, because Mox, he's he loves the gritty, the indies, the underground stuff. So I can definitely see him going back and forth between Ring of Honor and Japan.
Well, yeah, and at that point, Ring of Honor in this reality would be more of a contender because the main reason why it became such a non-contender anymore is because of the Young Bucks. Yeah, the Young Bucks leaving.
Oh, they were
and
not
they-
the
and they
tipping
brought-
point of that, man.
No, but they took a lot of other talent that didn't want to be there, and knowing they're going to go to AEW. Of course, I didn't mean just them, but a lot of people didn't want to work for them anymore, knowing the new company was going to be at the head. So that new company not here, thus
not
because the EVPs aren't there.
So another person.
super kick. I don't know.
1300.
So let's think. What's the interesting question? And granted, because of who she is,
Oh boy.
where would Thunder Rosa go?
Thunder Rosa would have ended up in Impact. No, with the Women's Revolution and her being where she is, she would end up in WWE. But
Nah.
I don't think
Nah.
so.
I say given because of who she is,
Yeah.
publicly traded company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
still
forgot
selling
about
toys to kids.
Yeah.
All it takes is that one parent to find out, and
Oh, correct me again. What was she? What did she do?
Well,
It probably wouldn't be.
Pretend that I don't know anything about wrestling, and please explain.
so basically, Thunder Rosa is a trans woman.
Right.
So imagine, I just don't see WWE taking on someone with that background because they're a publicly traded company and their main focus is children.
Didn't that one wrestler they had turned into a dude? Like they turned into a chick too?
Yeah, but that was years later.
Oh, okay.
What was it? Tyler Rex?
Tyler Rex, and they weren't even with the company anymore.
Yeah.
And as a woman, they're not a wrestler. They don't wrestle.
No,
Yeah. Because Tyler Rex was gone like what, 15 years ago?
Very quickly.
Quick. So I'm just thinking like Thunder Rosa, where would she? Would she have gone to Impact or would she be Ring of Honor?
Impact.
Either one. I think either one, but more likely probably CMLL or one of those, or because of her Hispanic heritage.
Okay.
She could have went down to CMLL. Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. Normally, yes, but there's one thing down there in CMLL, AAA, they don't particularly treat the women that well because they're the ones that will wrestle women and wrestle them
and beat the hell out
and
of them.
beat the crap out of them. And it's like, I've watched some good matches. I'll still bring up Reclusa, Chelsea Green, and Pentagon having a great match in Lucha Underground, like where Chelsea Green's like, "Why aren't you doing this stuff?" But she actually works really well with her character because she's too good at her character now. And
if it makes sense for the character, that's numero uno when it comes to this.
And Chelsea Green is on fire with it, and with Piper Nevin still with it. Like, the muscle is great.
Because if you get with your character, that means you get over. You get over, that means you doing well as far as TV time and merch.
And that's why right now, again, slightly going off topic again, because that's how we work. We always get back to where we go.
Eventually.
Right now, the Wyatt Six had a hardcore kind of match against the Chad Gable and them and whatnot. The six won, but they made it into a fight though. Like they fought against them, and they didn't. And they kind of was hurting Rick Rowan. Who they got the best of him a little bit, and so it wasn't. It was.
They didn't get eaten up.
No.
Okay,
and what I liked about it was I love the team, the Kurt Angle, the Team Angle 2.0.
American made. It's American not made. Team Angle. He didn't have a girl in Team Angle.
He didn't have a girl. Let's say
he should have. Speaking of who would have been the best woman at the time for Team Angle?
Is that your next what if?
No, I'm just thinking because we're just going all over the place right now.
Well, I mean, they could have put fucking Ivory in there because they put her everywhere.
Yeah, Ivory would have made the most sense. Either her or Molly Holly.
Yeah,
Molly Holly was a utility person. She's like, I'm a superhero. No, I'm not.
Well, at that time, they could make, they could reinvent her character.
Then she turned into a Karen.
Yeah, but I think Molly Holly.
No, I got one that would have actually helped rejuvenate her career a little bit. I liked her a lot in ECW, but Jazz was built strong. She could sit there and whoop your ass.
Yeah,
I think Jazz would have worked. It would have been a big difference for her character, but I think it would work really well. Like right now, you have Ivy Nile, real muscular but real strong. I think she could have done that if they wanted it to work. It would have worked pretty well for her at that point.
So another, I guess you could say, oh, here's a good one. Where would Mr. Wardlow go?
Oh, we're like WWE. You'd be in the front.
Yeah, Wardlow for sure would go.
So Powerhouse Hobbs.
Now, would they still make? So since we know MJF would definitely went to WWE, do you think by some weird coincidence they would have booked Wardlow as his bodyguard there?
That would have made sense because I thought that was a good pairing, but probably not, just because. If we're talking Chaos Theory, alternate universe, like that,
I'm just curious.
I think it would work. I think that's actually the best way to have him come in. Is MJF.
I mean, it worked out for Deacon Batista.
It did for that short time.
White.
Didn't call my name. Sorry, I gotta say it, man. With Reverend Devon, I play that theme music anytime, man. Even though,
that was such a terrible game.
Well, yeah, but you know what? It got Deacon Batista. You got Batista out of it.
So they
give me your offering right now.
And people was actually putting money in there too, which was great.
It's like I'm sorry, I'm scared. It's funny.
And then where do you think Phoenix and Penta would have went? Impact or Japan?
Impact
or Ring of Honor
or the Ring of Honor, or the Ring of Honor there, because let's be realistic. McMahon still being in charge in 18 and 19,
20.
and 20. He's not. He wasn't really. If you weren't Rey Mysterio, he didn't really care about you if you're a Hispanic wrestler.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. He
Or
didn't
Eddie
care.
Guerrero.
He cared. Well, he cared only because the fans basically made him care. He had a great career up, and he did
As a mid-carder, he had
mid-carder. But then when the fans basically were like, "He's world champ material, let's do it," and then they finally put the trigger on it.
Latino. He.
Well, when they gave him the lie, cheating, steal gimmick, that's when that's took him to the stratosphere.
Right. So, but other than that, there wasn't many other Hispanic wrestlers under him that he was going to push, and that's why only in that case I don't see them getting much push. So, but the NXT brand, some of them would have went to NXT at that point because they were bolstering that.
And remember, this is NXT. This is still the black and gold brand.
Yep, it was before.
right after the bullcrap game show.
Oh God, so terrible! It was so terrible to do that, but it was one of those things where you had the like Tough Enough, right? The original Tough Enough show I thought was a good concept.
Formed in NXT.
Correct. And then they randomly brought back Tough Enough. Remember that? Like Austin was in charge of it on USA.
Then they go to his ranch.
Yeah, and it was like.
And then what's name gave us the best moment. Let's say, what was it? Was it Carmen from the Funkadactyls?
What's her name? Cameron
gave us the best. Did you watch? Tough Enough when Austin hosted?
I did not.
Cameron gave us the best moment. Austin was just walking. So they were doing elimination, and Austin, just walking by each contestant, asking like, "What is it about? Why are they here? What is it about? This business they love?" And he stood in front of Cameron, and he asked her. He said, "Okay, so you love the, you're a fan of this business. Tell me what's your favorite match." I'm just real quick. Just give me 2 guesses what this girl said. Just okay. Just throw a match out there. I'll give you a clue. Throw a women's match out there.
A women's match? Okay.
True. I mean,
Ivory versus Jacqueline.
Trish,
that would have been better than what she said.
Trish Stratus, Mickey James,
Mae Young versus Fabulous Moolah.
No, this woman said.
Oh God.
This woman said Michelle McCool versus Melina.
What?
Yes.
What? Why?
And so, and Steve, he sat there. And his little reaction was,
What?
He's like, wait, what?
The one time to say what, right? The one time that actually.
I don't even think he said what. I think he said, huh?
Oh my gosh.
And I'm telling you, like, the reaction was priceless.
Did she get eliminated?
Oh, she got it. She was the first one to
But
make
then
it.
she got a job.
Yeah, actually, she outlasted all. She basically outlasted all of them in the long run.
I mean, all she did was a dancer, though.
Oh yeah, a dancer, and then if you could actually see, she did wrestle sometimes. She has an infamous match where she tried petting. I can't remember who she was, and she did like a split leg move or whatever. Except the other woman was face down on the mat, and she was like, "Ref, pin," and the referee's like, "She's on her stomach. Like, what are you doing?" And she had pin. It was priceless. Okay, it was priceless.
But yeah, she actually outlasted everybody else in there because I think because that what's the name, the dude who won was clearly the wrong choice.
That happened so many times.
The dude, he called himself Silent Rage.
Silent Rage.
Yeah, he was clearly the wrong choice, and he never even made it to like TV.
It's like the first season of Tough Enough where Maven won when Chris Nowinski should have won.
Yeah, because didn't Maven say something about he used his mom as an excuse or something like that?
Yeah,
as to why is his dream or something weird, crazy.
Yeah.
Chris Nowinski was the best one out of that.
But look, who still got a job because they knew he was that good.
Well, dude, they gave Nowinski a job until he got like chronic concussion syndrome or whatever.
Well, it was a migraine issue problem, and also you can actually watch the match where he gets injured. That basically starts all that problem. It was Edge and Christian do a weird double
wheelbarrow thing going.
drop. Yes, and then they crushed his head. Like they came off the top rope or something. It was.
But I'm saying, like, he was good as Chris Harvard. He did a good job. I thought he was really.
Oh yeah, and he was supposed to be the one that was supposed to be in Evolution.
Yep.
That was Mark. That was Mark
Chris-
Jindrak.
Was it?
Mark
Gender.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But it's
Yeah, they
okay.
said he acted like a kid. They're like, he acted like he was 12 years old when we were doing these things.
And they're like, wrong. Get out of here, genetic Drek.
So-
I mean,
So is there any other person from that obviously AEW never existed? Is there anybody else who you think will go on to another promotion that stood out?
okay. So basically, see now, okay.
Because at that point, I think Cesaro would have just went straight to Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then probably would have did a little Japan
He would
work.
have he would have probably done some Japan there and went there. And then, you know what? Even then, he still probably might have came back to WWE.
Omega would have signed with WWE.
I think he eventually, yes, he would have done it because he'd done enough and done everything in Japan at that point. I agree with that for sure.
Same thing with Ospreay. Ospreay would have signed with WWE.
Do you think Goldust would have? Do you think
He would have just retired or been a producer backstage.
right? Do you think he would have got that send off that send off run?
It's hard to say because
I couldn't tell you.
I don't think he would have got a big one, but he would have got a couple matches here or there or pay per view because they did a little bit with him when they did the pay per view. They brought Starrcade back as a it was only on, but when they still had the network,
Yeah.
and it was on only on the network, and I remember it was really cool. He came out Goldust music, and then it changed to his old the natural gimmick, and he had like a robe that looked like Goldust, but they popped it off, and he was the natural.
Nice.
It was really cool. It was a
I
really
liked
cool
him
entrance.
as a natural. He was great as a natural.
So to
He
me,
was
something
big,
like that was them saying like, yeah, but I like your idea about him coming in as a producer. It makes sense. There's so many wrestlers that are in as producers from either other companies or from WWE.
I mean, like, dude, they had Freddie Prinze Jr. as a producer.
I mean, for a while, like that's
Put a worker in there. I'm sorry. I know he's a lifelong fan and he knew, like, he was a Hollywood actor.
yeah. That one's still fun, like to think about to this day. You know,
Did he mostly work on SmackDown?
Yeah, he did.
Which explains why SmackDown was always a better show.
I
He knew
think maybe that was
stuff.
Paul Heyman's job on that one.
I think
back in the day.
he got to do all the booking on that one. For the most part. So, my second alternate universe.
All right.
What if they kept Jim Cornette as the head of talent at WWE?
Oh boy. Oh, that would have been something else right there.
I think it would have been
CBM, you're not here. This would have been so good.
Well, definitely the big three would have still been there. Well, I say 2 out of 3. Batista and Cena would have definitely been caught up to the main roster.
Lesnar wouldn't have.
Oh, Randy
Yeah.
Orton. Randy Orton, though.
Oh yeah, Randy Orton.
Lesnar wouldn't have.
Yeah, because he Cornette
Oh, the meathead.
Cornette hated Lesnar.
Yeah.
So, but eventually, it would have had to been some politicking or lobbying to get Lesnar.
Mhm.
As far as through, like, especially if Vince got a hold. Well, I would put it this
He
way.
would have showed up, but he wouldn't have had the monster that he is.
Right.
Like, you would have had Lesnar versus Batista.
Yeah, which is crazy because we never really had
We
that,
never
right?
had it.
That's a match that you would think. Now they have a match in OVW. You can find it on YouTube
I saw.
of these guys.
Batista beat him.
Yep, and it's the Leviathan, like one of those
Oh,
great
yeah.
gimmicks, right? It was just so cool.
With Sid.
Yep. Oh man, that's so cool. But you're right. He probably would have been more like how Bobby Lashley came into WWE and how he, big guy, should have got pushed just like Lesnar. But didn't.
But you did business, though. That's why I think Cornette would have pushed him more.
Yeah.
I think Cornette understood. I think he had the old school approach, and he would have. I don't know, man. I think it would have been better booking, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
You wouldn't have seen half the assholes show up. I mean, like,
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you're the head of talent relations. I mean, you're the head of talent, but isn't there a person that's separate for booking?
I said booking.
Okay, my bad, booking. So, okay, when it comes to booking, yeah, Brock would have stayed in mid Carter.
Yep.
Team Angle, but I say, well, Team Angle still did their thing.
Cena, you would have had a longer run for Austin because Cornette was sold on everything Austin did,
Yeah,
including and The Rock and all the Attitude guys, because he understood they made money.
because
He understood the money concept. He knew Cena was money too.
I think you would have, but eventually, I think you would have started to see like you would have started to see the I don't want to say decline, but you would have started to see the sunset for Austin. Because even at that point, Cornette would have been like, okay, listen, like things are changing. Let's face, like he probably would have had him work less, or basically did stuff where it wouldn't hurt his character. But you would eventually saw Austin ride off the sunset, around, he would have still rode off to the sunset in 03.
Right.
And he would have just did it a different way.
Right.
Guys like 3 Minute Warning, they would have been prominent, but I don't know if they would have still been 3 Minute Warning. They probably would have been
3 minutes. I don't know.
You
At that-
just
Rest
say
in
three-
peace. Rest in peace.
so maybe he would have just had him as a small gimmick.
Yep. And I guarantee you Daniel Bryan would stay the same because that stuff was built organically.
Well, my question would be Cornette. So, how long would his booking run be? Or would he still? Or are you saying in this universe he's still Booker today?
He's still Booker today because he
Okay.
realized it's a good formula. I think Orton would have broken the 16-time world champion thing already because he was very high on Orton. He still is.
Yeah.
You would have seen more tag team wrestling, more emphasis on it.
And then, Eugene, you should see that more. And we've talked about it before, and it's been kind of like the bane of how the wrestling world happened.
Word.
There you go. Love it. See, that's why we're here. I think the camera didn't know what to do. It was like, what's going on? It was so loud.
So I guess you would say, basically, had Cornette been the
Hold on.
oh, I just clicked that. Yeah, we're good.
Hey, what's
As
up?
far as wrestling gimmicks go, if it was an outlandish gimmick, you would have had to figure out a way to hard sell Jim on it.
Yeah.
So, like, prime example,
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt is an interesting
The
one.
Funhouse thing.
Funhouse, no.
He would have done it.
Yeah, he would have told Vince, like, at this point, either he goes or I go.
So you're like the Fiend.
No, not the Fiend.
No.
But
I'm
the whole Funhouse.
Well, I'm saying, well, yeah. So you said the Funhouse, Bray Wyatt. Now I'm saying the Fiend. Like three separate things.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So
No, but what I was going to
Like
ask
the
about,
cinematic matches. Like
there you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Like John Cena is an NWO member out of nowhere.
so my
Out
question,
of nowhere.
when it comes to gimmicks, how, as far as how well would he have booked if he would have booked Eugene?
I think he would have had him as Nick Dinsmore because he had him in OVW that way.
Yeah.
He did, and like
He wouldn't have had Eugene.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in the conversation of our normal universe of Nick
We got this
Dinsmore working.
amazing technical wrestler. Hey, let's make him retarded.
Yeah. Now, mind you, we're saying that now because that is exactly what his character was. We're not making fun of anybody like that. But I'm telling you,
We're not.
Why
we're not
would
making
they
fun
do
of him as a
that?
handicap.
it's insane to think about now. What happened? And he was wrestling for years under
Yeah.
that gimmick. Like
He
he
never
wrestled.
won a title, did he?
Oh
He
god!
might have won a tag.
I thought he won the tag titles. You
He
know
might have won a
what?
tag title with somebody, but
Probably with Roy and Regal.
Oh my god!
or Ric Flair when they was having that
Oh,
whole
my
feud thing
God.
with Triple H. The best Eugene moment was, I think, with Triple H basically when he took him out, basically put him on the shelf for a few weeks, and there was a pay-per-view, and Jim Ross brought it up. He was like, poor Eugene's at home right now because he can't be here because of that damn Triple H.
Yeah.
And Jerry Lawler had the best lie. He said, "Yeah, he's probably at home. He's probably at home trying to watch his pay-per-view on the radio right now." Out there, they lost it.
I mean, it was just one of those things. Like, why in the world is this a thing? You know,
Oh, it was great back then, but now you just like.
I remember
Cringe.
I remember I actually had a shirt.
Eugene's.
Well, no, I made it myself. It was like that white and then the shirt with the red edges on it,
Yeah.
and I wrote on it like the Eugene or whatever his one shirt was because it was like that's what it looked like. And I remember people said, "Oh, it looks good." I'm like, "Yeah, I made it," but they just look back at it like that was a thing. There's so many other things you could say, but that really.
That was
So as Booker, I think what's the name had Cornette been Booker, what's the name would still been alive, or Hart, because I think Jim Cornette would have fought tooth and nail with Vince McMahon or fought tooth and nail with Owen as far as the Blue Meanie thing.
the Blue Blazer.
The Blue Blazer, I'm sorry, the Blue Blazer, he would have fought tooth and nail like, no, this character's stupid.
Undertaker would have kept his streak, or he would have lost to somebody to boost them, not give it to Lesnar.
Yeah, that's
'Cause Lesnar
that's
was
a whole
on.
other thing there too, man.
I think eventually Mark Henry will.
He would have been a multi-time world champion because the whole House of Pain thing.
Yeah, that came later. So
Yeah.
like
He just had to stay healthy. That was another big problem with Mark Henry because when he was on the mic and they let him do the mic, he's good. You know, the sexual chocolate stuff.
Whoa!
You It proved that he's
loved
really
it.
good on the mic. Fans got over on it. Like they liked him in the gimmick and talking. And man, that's a lot of silk. That was a lot of silk. And then I think Viscera ended up having to go to his the guy getting his costumes and how much silk he had for his when he was big before Big Daddy V, right? Or it was like
Best unrealized tag team was Val Venus and Godfather. They showed up and tagged together one match,
yeah.
and Jim Ross referred to them as supply and demand, and I thought that was fantastic.
What you know what happened though? Because he said it and it goddamn it wasn't my idea. Vince. So no, goddamn it, I'm not having it.
Fun fact: Mark Henry was going to get the WWE Championship back in 2011, 2012 when he feuded with Cena. When he did that retirement speech,
Oh yeah.
and then he basically went out there and squashed Cena.
World's strongest slam.
And he said that Vince was going to put the belt on him, but he told Vince, but the problem was he said my body just cannot do it anymore. He's like, I just cannot.
I would have been.
I can't-
I would have been like, I got from one more run in if you're gonna put the strap on me.
Well, he wanted as much as he wanted to. He told Vince, he said my body just cannot
That's a
take
veteran
another.
move.
Cannot take another. I can't take another title run.
That is a veteran move right there to show that because you have to be able to wrestle enough dates there at that point, and he knew he wasn't going to be able to do that. But it was still great promo, great because he had me for sure. He had that nice salmon like suit
Yep.
jacket. He's all looking new, and similar to like AJ Styles. AJ Styles when he was champ. And he was a great champion. He when he's told him, he's like, "Hey, I need to have some time off. I need or reduce schedule. I got like 4 kids. I got my family and stuff." So that's when he lost the belt to Daniel Bryan, the Eco Warrior Daniel Bryan, which went on his own great
The
run.
wooden belt.
Yeah, hey, wooden belt on a hemp strap. I mean, it was great, and he was perfect for that gimmick too.
So, quick question.
Yes,
So, going back to Cornette as Booker,
yes.
do you think the Divas title would have been a thing?
Yeah.
Or he would have just fought tooth and nail with Vince, like, I'm not doing this. This
So,
is stupid.
2 things. Yes and no. The Divas name would have still been a thing because McMahon, goddamn, they're Divas. They're different. But it would not have been a goddamn butterfly. It would have been an actual looking belt. It would have probably looked more like the old style NWA women's title, or which they actually use now as a kind of a variation of it. Or even like the old WWF one, But it would have looked something more like that as opposed to the stupid butterfly belt that we ended up getting. So, think about like the NXT women's title, their first one. That was a good looking belt. That was like, I hate saying calling the belt feminine or masculine or whatever, but it could fit for both styles. And it had like little pink jewels along with silver ones, but it wasn't a butterfly. It still looked like a championship.
You know what that belt remind me of?
Hmm.
It remind me of a variation of the Attitude Era Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
That's like the first, like, whenever I see a belt, that's the first thing that just comes to my head.
Yeah, I remember I had made the version of that belt once before, and I thought it was. I might again because it was just a cool looking belt because it had the chevron plates on the sides. So
I remember there was like woven design as far as the plates themselves.
Yeah, so something like that proves you can make a belt that's for like the women, but not girly, like it's for a child.
Are you saying Beth Phoenix would have basically would have been dominant as far as her time there under Cornette?
Yes,
for sure. For sure, you know,
he's a
Beth
huge
Phoenix.
mark for Beth Phoenix.
Yeah, you know who else is a huge mark for Mark? You know, Michelle McCool. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you know
Waka Waka.
it. Come on, you know it. Michelle McCool will still want it, probably still, because she did improve as a wrestler. You know, she still wasn't like my favorite, but she did improve as a women's wrestler over that. But that was also when the downgrade of the women's wrestling is a thing. Like Mickie James was there, and they were just like she was there just to help out at that point before she left, honestly.
Back there, her Piggy James run.
Oh,
Piggy James.
they were making fun of her for like again, that's such a stupid gimmick. And I'm like, she looks better than both of you broads. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get going.
Diving back into the multiverse.
Yep. We go back in. So Sauce, I think you've got the the last one here. I think you got the
You have
last
another
one here. I guess I have another one.
Like I said, my brain's like my brain's drawing a blank right now. Doc, I'm gonna hand it to you.
Okay. Well, I'll get you one. here. So we had the big one there. We're talking about AEW not existing at all. Shh, it's gone. If we just did that for like they looped it, he was like, "Man, I'm intrigued. Is this going somewhere? Am I going somewhere? Where am I?
I just gotta hit balls at this fat kid.
Where am I? It's like, why? Okay, sorry. All right. So there's a lot of big events that have happened in wrestling, smaller events here and there. I'm going to go with another big event. I think big event that did not happen now. Did not happen. Okay, so the big event I'm going to refer to, and that's a pretty big one, is we're going to talk about Hulk Hogan. Yep. We're going to talk about Hulk Hogan in general. Yep. So Hulk Hogan, Mr. Terry Bollea, Hulkamaniac. Hulkamania does not run wild in 1984. It does not run wild. He still wrestled.
It would still be the territories.
Yep. So, and
there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That guy brought wrestling to a popularity level unseen of before.
Correct. Yeah. Now I think he'll also go to Japan and wrestle, which he did. He actually showcased some wrestling there.
Yeah, dude, he looked solid in Japan.
It's insane. Like
it's here, it's punch, kick, leg drop, big boot leg drop.
Occasional headlock,
occasional body slam,
occasional. So yeah, now I'm not saying that it wouldn't have never organically happened after 1984, but I'm saying is that he is Hulk, and he is Hulk Hogan, by the way. I'm saying that he is Hogan, but the Hulkamania doesn't run wild whatsoever.
It doesn't get over the way that
not like
it gets over WWF at the time, but not like on the national level.
Correct. It doesn't draw in.
You don't get
all the fans. Yep, you don't get rock and wrestling. You don't get all the fans that aren't the kids. You don't get the casual fans. You don't get that, which is a huge selling point to pro wrestling in the late 80s and going into the early 90s.
Would we still have gotten Suburban Commando?
Oh God. Well, I think that's okay.
Thunder in Paradise?
I'm sure that's okay that we didn't get those.
Rocky 3.
Well, of course we get Rocky 3. Okay. That one's okay. So I think
just throwing on it Thunder.
Oh, now you're get out of here. Get out of here. You want another ice? You
don't have another one over there. I know you don't.
I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Here you go.
Hide these all over your house in case of this. You like smack your
I had to hit
smack it in and just like a bottle pops out.
I should do that to Scout when he walks. Where I'm like, bam, here you go, buddy. How long has it been in there?
Put all these tube systems in your ceiling.
Oh yeah, it breaks right on the thing. Oh crap!
That was the head knocks me clean out.
Too fast the pressure. Hold on, I got to the air pressure too
Hey, what's with this big generator out back? Oh, it's just for my tubes. Only for icing people.
Oh
For
my
my tubes.
And the occasional put a hedgehog in there.
Oh my gosh. It's like, oh, it looks cool. Oh, he's dead. He's very
Where'd Bruce go?
Oh no, that's not nice.
He's okay. He didn't fall. He's fluffy. He lands.
He's fluffy. So yeah, I just think like
I would say that the Jareds would still be would be
okay.
having their shit. It would eventually turn into TNA.
Well, what about this though? The fact that Hogan all this stuff happens. What about
WCW.
the idea of WrestleMania? Because
The arcade would have been like the thing then.
yeah, because
I think
WrestleMania.
like, so go ahead.
Does the
go ahead.
WrestleMania, like all I'm gonna say is, does WrestleMania still happen if Hulkamania is not as popular as
The,
it was?
the first one would have happened.
Yeah.
Maybe even the second one, but it wouldn't have. It would not have gotten WrestleMania 3.
And that's crazy to think that. But yeah, I just always think about these kind of scenarios like that, because then how many other people get the big push again? We look at that. Who gets the big pushes that he wouldn't have got in those scenarios? You know, he would have jobbed out a couple matches, but he still would have won matches, but he would have lost to people that were more popular or better on the mic, better wrestler or so. So that would have been interesting to see at that point.
I think honestly, if it wouldn't have gotten as popular as it was, you would not see as much of the death-defying bullshit that we see now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had as many smart marks either. I take that back. You would have them because the internet would still be a thing, and you'd still have YouTube.
Yes, that's one thing right there.
But when you go from territory to territory, you're still going to have that old school mentality, and those pro wrestlers are going to beat the shit out of you if it's the case.
Oh, the IWC. I just wish that could be all. Could we put them in a box? Can we gather them all, put them on a farm? Can we just put them on a farm and
a
whatever
bunch
else?
of cling wrap.
They can all play with their PS5 Pros.
Oh, give me a break.
PS5 Pro, do not bother buying it.
Yeah.
Not add anything to your thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't have $700
Dole
for it.
hairs. Well, you did.
Listen, folks, if you're gonna listen, Chad.
That's gone. That's
Listen,
gone.
listen, Chad.
That pays bills.
Chad, if you want a PS5 Pro, Doc over here give you as a present.
No, I'm not.
Sure.
No. No, I'll get you the box for it. There you go. You want the box for it? I'll get you that.
With
That's
the
fine.
box.
And then by the box, I mean, I'll make it the box myself and I put a picture
Is
on
this
it.
written in crayon?
Hey, I work with what I got. So, but yeah, I mean, so that's all I got for it. We could sit here and talk all night about weird
let us
what ifs.
know.
So
Let us know.
give
when
us
you
some
want another
ideas.
Tales from the Multiverse.
yes, I do like that. Now I do have to have some very important information here, so everyone listen up. Quiet. You, that guy. Shh. Woo. What? So it's letting you know, we are taking a mid-season break, as I like to call it. I myself perform in some community theater, so I am actually in a show that opens next month, exactly 1 month from today, basically. And I, unfortunately, with the rehearsal schedule, I won't be able to do any of the shows for the next about 4 or 5 weeks. So we still might pop on to do some other stuff that will get filmed, and then we'll pop onto our Nuclear Heatwave page. But that's for the Tuesday show. We're not going to be doing the live shows. So like I said, still look out for some videos that will be posted on here for Nuclear Heatwave. We might eat some weird stuff. We might open some random cards of old WCW Nitro playing cards, for a TCG, which I have, and that's fun. So we'll see about that. Or anything in above. This guy right here might give you a present.
I might give you a present.
He might give you a
present.
present.
It's usually me taking a dump in a box and sending it to people through the mail.
I got a funny story about that, actually. I'm going to tell you later. Off the air.
Well, if you tell them what it is, then their wish won't come true.
See,
Well, I like to keep expectations low.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
my girlfriend.
Oh, oh Lord.
I mean, if you're
Oh,
listening,
Lord.
and I know you're not.
Nah, we love
not
you.
Joking.
I see what. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. And then, like I said, just be on the lookout for these fun videos that we're going to post. And then we'll be back, we'll be back in mid-October at that point.
Sir
and whatnot.
Lawrence Olivier over here is done with it.
Oh, yes. I forgot. Here we go. But yes, I just wanted to let you guys know that. But it's always great hearing from you guys viewing our, watching our show, getting the reviews. And then these guys, can't do it without these guys here with Sauce in person.
Listen, I just work here.
Person.
What if I just did this and he's a hologram? I'm like, what the hell? Is that real?
That would be a reaction. You'd be like, what the? Oh, wait.
We gotta go.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you are not already.
What if that was it for everything? Oh my God. But we're gonna head on out of here, and thank you again. But Sauce,
Take it away.
how about you take us out?
Ladies and gentlemen, football season is here. My Lions won, but both my fantasy teams lost. All I gotta say is Tyrod Taylor.
Your mom's out.
Count your days. I was up by 2 points, and you threw that penny touchdown, and I lost my game by 1 point. Count your days. That's why you play for the Jets.